Not no more. It don't mess up at all. Yeah, we live. All right. Yeah.
Wrong. Keep that air ball.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston.
We got this.
You say what? See, you got there unraveling something over there.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
On first down.
Take off this goddamn nigga chasing
getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He's going to fire this thing deep right side. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
I know.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back.
We try to give you this
Throwing his Garoppolo. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And he's got some space here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That good for 22 and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Let's go, right there, 54, right there, right there. Let's go, defense. Man up, D. Man up, D.
Now it's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. He's at the 30. 10. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown.
Huh?
Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now.
Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker, Quan Alexander. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
I'm letting you know right now, you better bring.
Now Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Play action from Miller. Now Watson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Well, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Here we go, here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
From the 44, Garoppolo. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
Let me see, it took that motherfucker right over here.
Here we go.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Play fake there to Coleman. Now Garoppolo. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack. Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a third and long. And now he spiked it on third down. I don't know if he heard a whistle. There was no whistle. He just got up and spiked it. Here comes the 49ers punter down as he'll kick it away for the second time.
I gotta go from that. You can hold me up.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
Go
and
high,
things
baby.
haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
I don't know what they be having on assignment. They gotta go block a motherfucker out there. What?
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Watson going to give this one to Miller.
Don't shake it.
And he'll be taken down.
Don't shake it.
Take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
That nigga had the audacity to run on us like that, huh? You real disrespectful now. You nigga real disrespectful. That nigga real disrespectful.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On second down now, it's Miller. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe.
And there was some of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like that shit.
50 is that. 19.
Hell no.
Check. Check 13. Check 13. Shoot.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
You gotta stack those lives. You got any more live you would have put out there?
Carlos Hyde in the game. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Now it's Watson, a bootleg, sliding out of the pocket. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
What?
But one thing's for sure, when you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down.
I learned my lesson last time. I can't take no deep passes. That shit hurt last time.
Watson on first down. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a
little early, dude.
Instead, it's second
that nigga
down.
wanted it.
Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson, man open. That's Kiki QT complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd down, Miller. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. 56 to Mike, boys. 56.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. And the tight end fouls.
That nigga threw some
and he will
bullshit,
have
dude.
the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando.
This shit get tight down here, bro.
Sports halftime report. Flushed out right. He's going to take off with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And
That's
he
good
is
to see
out of
you,
bounds. Looks like right at the 15. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On second down, here's Miller.
Oh,
they'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
God, nigga
Give
just
him a
slam
loss
on
of
the
6 yards, and it brings up third down.
56. Down to lose 1. Mike 56. Mike 56.
Right up on me.
Third and long. It's Watson. It's complete to Hopkins. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sideline.
Yeah, not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss.
Hey,
second down
nigga.
attempt there, knocked down as he leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Wide number 4. Wide number 4.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch it. I'm here all day. I'm here.
Now Watson on third and goal. Eluding the pressure right.
Baby.
Under pressure now, he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Quan Alexander picks up his second sack of the afternoon. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
That's what I'm talking about. Sacks all day, baby. Go ahead, take
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit from the right hash, and this was just a chippy. The kick by Fairbairn is good. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's third down.
Say how you believe. I don't play.
This is it. 19. 54. Right. 54. And 54. Slam.
On third down, Miller. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Houston. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
55.
Throwing on second down. Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys. But you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line.
Bravo. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Handoff, Coleman, right side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Coleman. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss.
Here we go. 180. 55. Okay, we got to get this stopped. 2. Black.
On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd down.
But it's not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete, but you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And this one is right down Broadway. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me something. Give me something. Here we go. Alert flare. Alert flare. Flare. Rush in.
Here's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
That bitch ain't a
Picked up
whole
by the
team.
safety,
How
Jarquiski
many
Tart.
goddamn losers you did over that shit?
It seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game.
Man, listen,
and so
learn,
much of playing
man.
defense in the NFL,
Yeah, you
especially
gonna
when it
beat
comes
me,
to
you gonna
defending
beat
the
the goddamn
pass,
runner.
it's all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 24. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Back now in Houston, it's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter.
Here we go, here we go. Ready? Check 41. I got it.
On second down, it's Coleman. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then in the last second, oh no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe close to letting this slip away.
The Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And now hang on here. The door, can you hear it? It's a little open.
Or is that the squeaky hinges that I'm hearing right now? Yeah, the door.
Is that too high pitch?
No, not at all. The door is open a little bit. It's almost like when you told those horror stories on the camping trip. And now, look out.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit different look on the game at this point.
Big momentum swing here in the 4th on the punt fumble. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Now on 2nd and 13. Watson buying time to his left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Nick Bosa, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans.
No. He's checking. Crash. And let's go.
Here's Watson throwing on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Coleman. 7 yards there and a first down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On first down, here's Breida. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Once again, they run with Breida on first down. I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
On second down, it's Coleman. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. On third down, a run from Breida. And he's got room. The 20. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida, 48 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Extra point hugged the upright a bit, but he gets it to go. And the lead is now 17-3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 33. And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL, that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. The Sanders has got it complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Garoppolo looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
On 2nd down now, it's Coleman. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Garoppolo to throw, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. From 8 yards out, and the Niners are able to stretch their lead. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side, it's, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited? Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points from me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Rolling to his right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. As time has run out on this football game. So the victory here for San Francisco, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
Yeah.
Do your thing, B.
You said what?
Do your thing. As long as you can't beat nobody.
What's the thing about the game? What's your take on it?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to keep beating me, but yeah, no.
So I know you were watching with it. Huh?
I bought my Bill Silver